Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's currently Sunday, October 9th, 2011, and this is Day 9 Daily number 385, and my camera might be mildly out of focus, so what we're going to do is literally fix it right now to kick off this daily. Quickly focus. Let's see here. Well, that's the opposite of what we want. That's perfect. Look at how crisp my green eyes are. My green eyes of knowledge and purveying of knowledge and talking and staring and judgment, but generally not judgment. Primarily drooling. Let's go ahead and go into the daily before I shame myself anymore. The daily has been delayed today. It's currently 8:17 p.m. Pacific. Why is that? Because we had to wait for the IPL Season 3 finals to finish, and if you didn't know about what happened in that finals, you are living under a rock, and I won't try to pull the rock off you. But just go esports.ign.com, I think it is, and you will find whatever video you seek. And I was so glad I delayed it, because if I didn't delay it, I would have been the most non-focused daily of all time. I don't care if there were just like breasts all around the room. Like, Sean, pay attention to me. I'd be like, I'm doing a daily. Oh my God, look at those matches. Those are so good. Oh, that is, oh my God, is he really going to win that game? You can build drones there. I had no idea. See, I spoiled a little bit. There is a Zerg in the finals. Go USA. Anyways, let's talk about what's going to be happening this week. For Fun Day Monday tomorrow, we're going to be doing the Money Dump Fun Day Monday, where it is a 2v2 whereby after the 5-minute mark, only one of you may build units and the other one may only expand. So in other words, one of you will be expanding and dumping money to the person who's building the units. The Money Dump Fun Day Monday. Send that to monday@day9.tv. On Wednesday, I'm going to have to be doing an early morning daily. I don't exactly know when, but I'm thinking it's probably going to be a 9 a.m. daily. No, is that right? No, probably a 10 a.m. daily. I just have to double check a scheduling thing really fast, but it will definitely be a Europe-friendly daily on Wednesday, because I actually have to head out in the afternoon. So rather than not do a daily on Wednesday, I'll just do it early. Oh, I love you, Europe. And then on Thursday at 10:15 p.m., I embark upon a plane to go to MLG Orlando. So I'm very, very excited about doing dat shoutcasting. So you can tune into me like all freaking week long, bro. It'll rock. So, for today's topic, I'm going to be doing something that I don't normally do, which is to take a game that I didn't like at all and talk about it. Because there's a little bit of a weird reason behind my motivations for loving games or not loving games. For me, what I like is seeing people who are really, really good do really smart things. Or I really like seeing people learn and improve, and figuring out why mistakes happen and how to crack those mistakes and get them out of the way. So that way you can elevate to the greatest levels of play. So of course I love watching really good players play. Of course I love watching, I actually really enjoy watching, like silver, gold level players play, because it's interesting to think about what are the problems going on mentally that are preventing them from being able to step up. This game makes me want to punch myself in the face. There's some interesting decisions, there's some weird decisions, but overall this game was just wonky, with a lot of sort of wonky, playful decisions that kind of wound up creating an interesting spot. But it doesn't make the game good. Does not make the game good at all. So here we have Seed SG. He's our Protoss player in the bottom right. And in the bottom left, we have a guy, some Zerg guy, who's not even moving his Overlord. Oh, you would not move your Overlord. Now, see, the reason I really don't like this sort of game is it's kind of like, it's like the Harlem Globetrotters, except not as a sort of fake performance. It's like the equivalent of WWF wrestling versus like actual MMA, where like one's kind of staged and the other's not. This is like people trying to do the staged stuff in a real match, so they end up sort of wounding themselves. And there's of course some merit to this play, but a lot of it is just going to make me kind of be like, makes me very frowny. So we see, amazingly, first of all, on this map, right off the bat, we see this our Protoss player build his pylon at the top of his ramp. This is the map where you really just should build it at the bottom of your ramp, and amazingly, this player 7 pools. The 7 pool actually don't mind as much because you can really mess with someone who is early expanding by 7 pooling. However, in this particular circumstance, for once, we see the Protoss player is actually just building up on the top. So that's already kind of weird. So let me not actually impose too much judgment at this point. Let me just state, you know, wow, well, it looks like that didn't exactly work out too great for these two players. And let me actually just double check my volume. Is that proper? Yeah. I actually don't have my headphones plugged in, so you'll probably hear an echo of the game audio, but not of me, so that's great. So now Seed SG is in this awkward spot where he has defended against a 7 pool, and he has to ask himself, what does he want to do? Whenever you are in this situation, what I want you to do is pause, little game. I want you to just do a little bit more thought than just going back to your standards, right? You know, saying something like, I like 3-gate expanding, so you know what, I'm going to do a 3-gate expand. That's actually not a bad thought process at all. But the one thing that we'd really be forgetting if we did that is the fact that we actually built this forge. And I just want you to do one more step, like say something like, yeah, you know what, now that I've ended up losing my expansion, or losing my ability to expand immediately, I will be going 3-gate, but I'm also going to get a fast +1 upgrade and do a push. Or I'm going to eventually go for a 5-gate push and use this +1 upgrade. What this is this is what we call extending the purpose of a building. If you build it for one reason, try to get a lot of more reasons out of it. You see Zergs who will build an evolution chamber so that way they can build spore crawlers to detect and to deal with air, but then they'll also research out of that evolution chamber. Again, lining them up, lining them reasons up. So we are now going to see Seed SG do a variety of clever things. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 gateway. Our Zergy buddy, who went for his 7 pool early on, is going to end up early expanding. He can't exactly take this base because, well, hell, my opponent is 1 basing. If I try to 3 base too quickly, he just kills me. Seems logical enough. The warp gate finishing up, and this is one of the most awesome timings I think I've ever seen. This was just cool. This was just really cool. Watch this. Yeah, and right as this sentry's gonna pop out, he's like, just ready to kill it off. But of course, he better not do that before warp gate finishes. Yeah, oh yeah, let's morph this. And then oopsie daisies, let's build a sentry. Alright, kill it, take it out. Yes, murdering. Let's move down the ramp. Attack! Okay, so everything's good so far. I don't mind this. From this player's point of view, getting this evolution chamber up early, again, I do mind this. This is something that I really don't like because, you know what, if we're actually getting these extractors up this late, then we don't have enough reasons to get this. Remember, you want to have every single building be really good. Have a lot of purposes, right? You don't just want to build, like, freaking Roach Warren and, like, build 2 roaches and be like, yeah, I don't know, I'm not really into roaches anymore. It doesn't seem that good. Build a Roach Warren in a position at the front that helps block things off and allows you to build those roaches, right? Do a little bit more. When you get this evolution chamber here, it makes me frown so hard. So we see Seed SG. He's going to be going for a 3-gate. And, oh, cool, he's going for the hallucination. I like that. And I initially liked that because I was thinking, yeah, this guy, he's going to be getting himself an attack upgrade or an armor upgrade. Yeah, that's awesome. And this will align well with his hallucination-focused force. That is so cool. But instead, we're going to see just the weirdest set of things in the whole wide world. Yep, they are finally now going down. Is the +1 attack upgrade, followed shortly by speed. Don't really mind that. Spine crawlers getting built. I mean, what other option are you going to use? Slow Zerglings. Phoenix moves in. Now, I'm just going to, as quickly as I can, wrap up things I like. Right, just as quickly as I can. Last thing I liked in this game, I think, was this move where he pulls this Phoenix all the way up and then all the way to the right to get here. Nice. Excellent. Alright. Let me once again say, I love watching brilliant players play this game. Let me second of all say that someone is cutting more garlic than makes any sense in my house. My eyes are actually starting to water Oh my god. Oh my god, my room smells so much like garlic right now, I can't believe it. Oh my god, I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah, reasons I don't like this game. Okay, I like seeing amazing things happen in games. People doing brilliant decisions. But what we're going to see are weird decisions, followed by some brilliance, back to weird decisions, followed by some brilliance. And this game is a game that I think a lot of people would watch and be like, kick ass! It was actually one of the most upvoted games on sc2rep.com. And it, from a competitor standpoint, I want to rip my face off, right? So first of all, here's something that I just, oh god, like half this commentary is going to be me face palming, right? He's building a Stargate right now after he got Phoenix hallucination up. Which means one of two things. He either has an extremely, unbelievably focused, damn good reason to get up the Stargate. You know, like he saw what the timing was, and he knows timing-wise he can put pressure on. Or this is just a redundant bad decision. I mean, the fact that we already got the Phoenix hallucinations up, and that we seem to have already gotten the scouting information, suddenly this Stargate has some redundancy to it. If I build a Phoenix from this, or a Void Ray, and I start doing poking and prodding, I've already done the scouting. It seems to make a little more sense to poke in here and see exactly what's up. Like, I mean, he's building a Void Ray. What is this Void Ray for? What is it to do? Is it here to try to kill off an expansion that ends up coming down? I mean, I really feel like we should send in a second round Phoenix to at least see exactly that he's committed to two-basing, because, I mean, like, right now, I walk in, I'm like, oh, look, there's a layer going down. Oh, wait, there's a spire going down. Oh, I guess this Void Ray is not really going to be able to do as much as I would have thought. But, of course, we send these two Phoenixes up to the corner. And now, so here's something from Zerg that I actually like. He's going to be going for Spire. He's building a ton of Spine Crawlers. He is building this hatch here. Why here and not here? Well, if he is building up here, whenever Protoss moves up to try to pick this one off, sweet, I'm going to counterattack his main. I'm going to counterattack his front. This is a counterattack-minded Zerg play. And in fact, the Zerg's going to be expanding up here, consistent with counterattack. Now, one thing that I really, again, just to point out, that just makes me, it hurts my very soul. Look at this drone, okay? See this drone? I think we still haven't selected. Great. Now, as I unpause it, note that right around... hanging out with Sean and his daily. Right around now, he actually gives the command. Did he do it earlier than that? Oh, crap, I forgot. If you actually hit the B button, it doesn't show when buildings get constructed until you come back to when a command was initially given. Yeah, look. Here is when it was built. This drone is all the way back here, which means that the amount of time that the drone is traveling from here to here, 300 minerals is tied up. At this point in time, 300 minerals being tied up. Oh, I saw it. And it hurts. Like, what happens when his Spire finishes and he's 300 minerals short because his dumbass drone was told to build for so far away? Ugh. Ouch. Damn it. However, I still like the overall idea of trying to do some funny monkey business here. So then we see our good old Protoss player. He is gonna go for a mothership. Oh, yeah. And he's getting the +1 air weapons upgrade, further making me cringe at the fact that we went Forge Cannon at the top of our ramp and proceeded to just not use the Forge anymore. Like, we're building one cannon up here. This, so far, has been the only purpose of this Forge for the whole game. Now, unless you're intending on winning with air, you really got to get an upgrade out, like, badly. Zerg, what Zerg's doing, I was kind of like, okay, alright, sweet, I'm liking this. I actually think that this is not a bad play at all. Doing a good amount of damage. We see the Overlords sort of spreading around. We see Phoenix, oh, very ninja-like Phoenix. Doing some aggressive spotting. Oh, the Changeling spots. Oh, Void Ray's there. And thank goodness we built this Void Ray. Oh! You see my pain? See the pain I feel. If we early expanded and went for a Void Ray and then went straight for a Fleet Beacon, I would not mind at all. But we instead went 3-gate expand, ignored the fact that we went for this Forge, we got Hallucination, we saw exactly what he was doing, concluded that we couldn't do much with a Void Ray, and then we built a Void Ray. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. But fortunately, we see the Protoss is going to start doing some really clever things and end up pulling himself back together. We're going to go ahead and take a... We're not going to take a break now. We're going to take a break in like in a little bit. In a little bit, we'll take a break. I actually miscounted my time. It's so weird to start the daily 15 minutes later than usual. 15 minutes later than usual. So here comes out our good friend Demada ship. Oh, and look at all these gateways that are building. This is going to be extremely useful for our upgrades that we haven't started yet. Zerg, I actually am liking what he's doing. His drone count is not as high as it could be. He spent a lot on this little defense at the front, but that's pretty typical, and he's amassing up some Mutalisks. He's getting the Mutalist upgrade. He's expanding up here. Love these kinds of decision-makings. Getting a Spore Crawler up to help reinforce his Queen, positioning the Queen properly at that angle. And then transferring drones to the middle of the map is less than encouraged. How embarrassing. So that kind of tips our Protoss player up to the expansion up at the top. So now Protoss knows where he cannot go. Zerg is going to force him up here, and I really, really like this moment for Zerg. I really, really like this moment. Ta-da! I mean, this is pretty typical play from Zerg. A lot of Zergs have done this on Shattered Temple before. And once again, thank God we built that Void Ray so we could just kill it ourselves. But hey, look, this counterattack swings in, and I'm going to show you, I think, the most amazing thing you'll ever see. From one cannon with 15 Mutalisks, the Zerg player runs away. This is like a very strong kill move right now. We run in, we kill this off, we start killing off probes until they run far enough away, and then we pull back and we start killing off this Nexus. That's just like how this works. The Phoenixes are going to be pulling back, but this many Phoenixes actually loses pretty badly to this many Mutalisks, especially when that +1 upgrade gets done. So, like, what is that? What is that? No! Zerg! Oh, and now we have the Zerglings here kind of running to the middle of the map, trying to go for an engagement, which I think they'll win, but I kind of almost slightly prefer less engagements. The Protoss is killing off this top right. And see, with this nice little bit of mobility, Zerg can actually do these little swing around to attack do's. Now, before we go to the break, what I want to do is just take some questions from the crowd with Markio's Question Grabber. We're actually going to take questions at the end of every segment because this is such a weird game. You almost never see a Zerg player going for this counterattack mutiling style play on this map. Largely because you ordinarily get 3 bases up so fast and you get roaches. Just, that's so standard. And of course, from the Protoss point of view, you almost never see that sort of expand, and you almost never see the Mothership rush. So let's take some questions. Dead Lizard says, Day 9, why do you always stop the countdown at 8? Because keyframes happen every 4 seconds. I don't exactly know when the keyframes are happening, so I stop the countdown at 8, so there's about a 6 to 7 second buffer where I can snip the keyframes, so that way the archive viewers get beautiful video footage. So, Bad Enough TV says, Dear Day 9, what could be the rationale for going for the Mothership? There are a couple reasons why you want to go for a Mothership. One is that you just generally perceive your opponent as being low on gas. Why does this make sense? Well, think about what the Mothership does. It cloaks units en masse. What are the best ways to deal with this? Well, with things like Overseers, things like fungal growth in particular, low on gas to be able to deal with that sort of thing. It's not that difficult to push back the Overseer and everything. You kind of need pretty good control with that. And of course, he's going to probably have to get some form of anti-air to be able to deal with the Mothership, which requires gas. So it kind of forces him to go down a gas path. The reverse logic of transitioning to a Mothership, I don't like so much. Someone would say, well, if you're already going Phoenix Void Ray, it's easy to transition into the Mothership. It is true that it's easier, but I wouldn't really call that a motivation or a rationale for that. So I would say something like you could rush for a Mothership to help back up or like the reverse way, where you get the mothership because you're going to be going for a big air army eventually. Like that I like a little bit more. In general, it's just a good way to power up your army, and there's more tactics coming up with the mothership, like run in with a bunch of units, do damage, and then recall back out. We saw Kiwikaki do that to Stefano beautifully in IPL 3. So I think there's some good reasons to do it that are just kind of like, cool, this is kind of a good thing to do. Also, what we're going to see is none of that from our Protoss player. Not really as much cool standard stuff. Let me see here. Let's see here. Let me see here. Yeah, from Mazza SC. Dear Day 9, is it really okay to make that many spines? Seems wasteful of drones. That'll be the last question before we go on the break. I think this many spines, maybe a few less. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with making a good chunk of spine crawlers for this counterattack focused style. I don't really mind that so much. But, I mean, doing other little things, you know, like getting drop and just expanding here with a slow overlord is good. Expanding over here. You just want to spread out quite a bit. You need one location spined up to all hell. And I think that the real problem that Zerg is encountering is less that he would be low on drones by building these spines, and more that because he's 7-pooled, he's kind of going to be behind on his droning strategy anyways at this point in the game. So maybe he got his layer a little bit too fast and should have instead focused on droning up harder early. That's kind of what my feel is. So we're going to go ahead and take a brief break, and when we come back, we will be going on to part number 2 of this game that hurts. Hurts me to watch. See ya in a sec.